initiative behind this. We start things out now with the SKF Little Giants. And in this one, you can see very wet conditions. And in fact, in pre-race, we sat there for almost half an hour, Rob, before we actually got onto the circuit.
Oh, Greg, it's just great to see racing action back in South Africa. I'm so tired of doing the garden on Sundays and Saturdays. But here we go. The first race of the 2018 season is officially underway. Watch out for Robin Kruger in one of the oldest cars in the field, the 1958 GSM Dart. But look at the iconic machines that are out on the track here today. This is what the spectators have come to see.
Mark van Rooyen going around there doing a super job in the Sunbeam Alpine, sponsored by Bay Drivers. He heads down into turn 2, but turn 2 very treacherous right now because there's a lot of water on the circuit. They kind of waited that half hour, as I said, and once we got going, there was still a huge amount of puddles, particularly coming out of turn 2 here and heading through turn 3, a bit of a river. And there you can see Mel getting caught out in it.
Oh, Mel just hanging on to that car coming out of turn 2. They're onto the back straight now for the first time, heading into turn 4, and you don't want to be in those cars in these conditions. This is when you are dying for that windscreen, but they're doing a great job there, coming to the top of the hill now, but it's still Robin Kruger, the lady to beat at the moment out front, but the mid-pack, this is where it's all about.
Yeah, it's starting to heat up there. Rodney Green, of course, having a good job at this stage. Anton Havenga as well. There you can see once again Mark van Rooyen. That little yellow Alpha closing in on Mel. But more importantly is to take into account that Robin Kruger now hitting the front of this race. This race, known as the Little Giants, because this is the fact that during the old 6-hour and 9-hour races that used to happen all around the country, these are the cars in these conditions that used to beat all the big V8s and used to give them a very good run for their money in the day. So now what they've done is they brought all these little cars together and included them into the Little Giants class, which is really awesome to see. You got 22 cars out on track and all of them fighting hard for the lead. But unfortunately, no one seems to have an answer right now to Robin Kruger's pace.
Yeah, Robin Kruger, not quite as old as the car that she's in there at the moment, but she's got loads of experience in all kinds of conditions in South African four-wheel racing, so doing a great job out front there. Car number 135. Oh, we got a spin there already.
Andre de Kock from the Citizen Motoring, getting out of shape. And he's now rolled back and off the circuit, fortunately. Here comes the E-Type, that E-Type Jag. Absolutely amazing car of Chris O'Neill's. And then the 111 Mini coming through there of Kyle Brink. Brink actually giving him a run for his money. Also good to see Liam Murphy out there as well, all the way from Ireland, coming through to be part of the Tom Camp. I was going to say, Liam Murphy just gave him the commentator's curse there, Liam.
Yeah, that's Gary Lennon. That's unfortunately spun out there in that beautiful 1965 VW. But it is Robin Kruger out front in the GSM Dart, the 1958 car there that'll take the overall win.
Yeah, she takes the win there ahead of Franco Reska, Dion Valentine, then Robin Clark, Chad Tendashate, Bainon Duplessis, Josh Dovey and Gary Lennon eventually coming through for 8th place after that spin. Let's catch up with Robs and find out how conditions were.
It was a really good race. I was supposed to be racing the Mini Marcus. We practiced it yesterday, but unfortunately it ran bearings. So thankfully Peter du Toit allowed me to race the Dart. So this morning we got here very early, prepared it, and it was kind of like a lucky draw, just going out to see how the car's going to be, and it went really well. I'm very grateful for the rain, actually. It was a fun race, and I'm looking forward to the next one.
Fortunately, the next one, even though it looks like it's still wet, was completely dry, and the conditions were completely different to what we had in the first race. A couple of little changes, couple of modifications, but as you can see, there you go. Perfect stuff as they head across the line and down into turn 1 for the first time. Robin Kruger getting the whole shot and going like an absolute rocket. Watch out for Chad 10. He's coming through there nicely in that Nash Metropolitan. That's kind of the naughty mobile of this class. And also watch out for the 99 of Gary Lennon, trying to make up ground after that spin we just seen now in race 1.
Also a couple of entries there. Car number 15, Ishmael Beloy. He's in the 1959 GSM Dart. And of course, 186 Keith van Heerden, 1955 D-Type Jaguar. So the oldest car in the field there. Didn't quite get out in race number 1, but is now looking to make a vengeance here in race number 2. And we could see Robin Kruger not having it all her own way as she did in race number 1. Different conditions here are now bringing the different kind of cars into play.
Yeah, I can see Chad. Oh, this is a nice battle. Look at that.
That's a massive
Andre
battle.
de Kock on the inside of the Bay Drive car. Around the outside, the Nash Metropolitan. Here comes Mel. And speaking of lady drivers, there are 3 of them in this race. Mel Spur doing a good job. Robin Kruger leading things out. But in the mid-pack there, Charlotte Verquel having a good job in the MGB.
We're today racing a MGB from 64. It's a great car. It has participated in the Le Mans series in 2010, I guess. So we're now back. We're coming from Holland, driving here in great weather.
Well, it's great weather now. It wasn't so good this morning, and I'm sure that Charlotte will agree with me. Chris O'Neill doing a good job here in the E-Type Jag, and he's just running just in that top 10, just outside the top 5 right now, under a bit of pressure there from Josh Dovey, and the pressure is being applied big time. Look at this mid-pack battle, though. This has continued all the way through, and the 144 coming through there as well. Oh, he's out of shape. Oh, that's a big mistake there from Les McLeod. And right across, just missing the Mini and slamming into the sidewall. Now, how many times have we seen that through turn one? A couple of times.
Yeah, plenty of times. Les McLeod there in the 1964 MGB Roadster doing a good job not to take anyone out there. You don't want to see some of these beautiful cars landing up in the tire walls. There is Mel Spur in that beautiful, 1961 Console 315. So great to see Mel out there. Some beautiful cars on display here today. 1959 Austin Mini there of Carl Brink. And yeah, we're coming down to the final stages now of the race. And what a day for Robin Kruger in that 1958 GSM Dart. She will take the win once again, making it 2 on the day.
Unfortunately, though, technical infringement there. Dion Valentine taking the win. Chris O'Neill in second and Bernard Duplessis in third. We caught up with Liam Murphy all the way from Ireland.
I haven't raced since 2012, so I'm a bit rusty, but coming back. It's a bit. My brain's like an old computer. It takes longer to buffer up. But I want to take my hat off to Tom Camphor Motors and Volvo.